Good. So we are welcome. And like I said, we did something last week. We worked on module one on this book, the brand leverage system. I didn't really mention it last week, but that's the name of the book. It's going to be launched 31st of August, which is my birthday, and planning on doing something huge with it. And it was made or written specifically for this program. So last week we touched quite a bit of it, which was the module one, helping us understand, finding our niche, which is a niche of one. And we got to understand that the niche of one is the intersection where your unique experience, passion, and perspective solve a very specific problem for a very specific group of people. That was last week. And clarifying our offers and transformations. And we moved forward to choosing your authority, identity, and crafting your one-liner. That was the assignment that was given, though. The crafting of your one-liner. So So we're going to continue this week. So we're going to continue today with module 2. I'm going to have to share my screen. Let me know if you are seeing my screen. Let me share doc, sorry. Hold on a bit. Yeah, welcome, Extra. How are you doing? Mhm.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. I'm fine. Happy birthday in advance. So,
Thank you very much. All right. So working on module 2 today. Can you see my doc? I'm currently sharing the doc. Can you see it? Anyone?
Yes, yes,
All right. Thank you
yes.
very much. So today we're going to be, niching down on LinkedIn. Last week we spoke about our niche and how we can actually niche down, find our one-line authority and the likes of those and stuff like that. But this week which is today, we're going to be talking fully on LinkedIn, how you can brand yourself on LinkedIn. And like I said before I started the meeting, this is just how would I put this now? This is a lecture basically to understand LinkedIn, understand your niche, understand how you can basically grow and monetize whatever skill you have online. So it's very important that we pay attention and we understand and we do every exercise slash assignment that is given on the meeting. It would literally prepare you what is to come because you're going to be doing a lot. Basically, this is just a lecture. When it comes to the practical, so you won't just feel confused and left out. You will really understand what you are doing and how people are flowing. Because it's one thing to grow and it's another to have a root and a foundation. This is a foundation. If you're unable to, be sturdy with this foundation, trust me, it's going to be very hard, building your niche on LinkedIn or any other platform you may want to build on. So for today's class, this is LinkedIn Live class module 2, and we're going to be dealing on building a high converting LinkedIn profile, how you can build a high converting LinkedIn profile, then profile picture and banner positioning, writing your magnetic headline, the about section as a sales page, and also your experience, your skills and keywords, endorsements, educations, and recommendations also. This is practically LinkedIn. So we're going to be touching everything from one to the end. So if you can still hear me, just one person, you can react or you can just unmute your mic and tell me you can hear me so I can continue.
Can hear you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Ali. So, good. So, module one, your profile as it is, the way individual seems to. How many of us know that these days I've gotten information and I've experienced this. They said if you want to travel abroad or go anywhere, if you go to the embassy, they would ask you for your LinkedIn profile. To be more specific, they'll ask for your social profile. And LinkedIn is one of the major one that we usually ask for. When you want to even, apply for jobs, I don't know how many people have applied for jobs and, outside professional job, outside LinkedIn and everything. Once they ask for your resume, they would expect that your LinkedIn is on it because they expect that your LinkedIn is your resume. You get now? It's like part of the resume. But there's one thing you have to know that LinkedIn is not just a resume you get now. It's a sales page. If you really want to make the best out of LinkedIn, if you really want to be like others who have, been successful working on LinkedIn and everything, you have to understand that LinkedIn is not just a resume, it's a sales page and a positioning tool. And it's something that can actually position you for greater things, as a matter of fact. So this module breaks down the psychological, strategic, and tactical elements that turns a basic profile into a magnetic one. You get now, attracting inbound leads, attracting trust and engagement from the right audience. You get the point now. So your profile should answer one silent question from every visitor, everyone that comes into your profile. It should answer one silent question. And the question would be, is this person relevant and credible to help me? You have to understand that. So anyone who's coming to your profile right now, the person may be a client, the person may be someone who just want to check you out, the person may be, your friends or stuff like that. But it should just speak one message. And that message is, this person relevant and credible enough to help me? So let's say somebody who wants to design graphics. Now the reason why I always use graphics is because I think we have more graphic designers around amongst us for this meeting. So let's say somebody comes to your profile and the person should be able to decode and say, okay, what am I looking for in this profile? The profile should be able to tell the person, I am credible enough and I am relevant to help you in this particular problem you have, this need you have discovered. I can provide you with a solution. So you should be able to do that. Now we'll move from 2.1, which happens to be profile pictures and banners, which is your visual fit impression. I've seen profiles on LinkedIn, although they have, great recommendations and the likes of that, but their profile pictures is just trash. I don't know if you get now. Most of you are on LinkedIn. You can tell that if for starters, if you see someone with such profile picture, you definitely would not want to patronize that person, especially when you use your logo for profile pictures. That's very bad. That's not something you would want to do. Although LinkedIn is, quite friendly and everything, it's something that you can or basically put anything as a profile picture. But then if you really want to be this person that we have here, let me highlight it for you to see. Yeah. Yeah. The person who is relevant and credible to help anyone who comes to the profile, you want to stand and position yourself as one. So we are using a high quality professional headshots. There is one thing that you should prioritize when starting up your brand or anything. Use a high quality professional headshot. It's very important that you do that. Then dress in a way that reflects your industry tune. Formal, creative, or approachable. You want to dress like that. Now, like they say, dress the way you want to be addressed. Smile lightly and face forward. Not the way Annie pictures. You see Annie profile picture here. The way it's facing one side, like one model like that. You don't want to be like that. On LinkedIn, you want to look for a good professional headshot. Go get one. If you can't pay for one, look for someone who has iPhone. Let them snap you one professional headshot after Sunday. After Sunday service, that's when you put on your best clothes. So snap you, get it. You can use Canva. In Canva, yeah, Canva has something like that. It elevates and increases the image resolution, so it makes it very clear. So you want to do that. I don't have I'm unable to impute image on this doc at the moment because I just worked on it. Not I would have shown you an example of how a LinkedIn profile picture should be like. Now use contrast or a blurred background to make your face pop. Graphic designers in the house to understand. If you're not a graphic designer, just try as much as possible to understand. So when it's time for you to start designing your profile picture and everything, you should have an idea. When talking to a graphic designer, see, this is what I want, this is how I want it. You can take notes, like I said, and I'm very sure that you are all with your notes this evening. And all with your notes, well, um, I don't know what to say though, but then when I upload it on, I'll definitely send a replay to YouTube. You can go watch it there over and over again to try as much as possible to understand. So it's one thing to give someone a job, and it's another thing to understand the job you're giving to that person. If not, the person is basically going to cheat you. So if you know what you are giving to that person, you can give the person specifics of what you want. Get the point now. But for the graphic designer, they has to basically understand what I'm talking about. So smile lightly and face forward, view trust, blah blah. Then the banner, the LinkedIn banner, you have to understand your LinkedIn banner is, I think I've said this quite a number of times, is your personal billboard. This is something that everybody who comes to your profile, this is something that they sees first, even before your headline, as a matter of fact. The banner is something they see first. So how do you think your banner should, be like? How do you think this banner would? This banner, I think, is something like if someone comes to my profile right now, they see this banner is something that's going to attract them. I have a banner here on LinkedIn. I'm going to pull it up to see. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to pull it up. I can't do that. I can't share my screen here because of this. In my banner, it says something. There is something here. It says systemize, automate, and protect. Now, turning your personal brand into a scalable business asset. That is something that now, just for the purpose of this class, I'm going to mention this again because I'm going to be uploading this and others are going to be seeing it. I don't major or work here in Nigeria, so I don't work for locals. So I work for international and foreign clients. So some of my language may seem awkward and quite on the high standard for some individuals, but to others, they basically understand what I'm trying to say. Get the point now. So that is then you have done for you business infrastructure for founders, coaches, and creators, SOPs, that's standard operating procedures, automations, funnels, IP packaging, and tech stack. Basically an agency, one in all. You get the point now. So your banner should be something that reflects everything you do, not basically everything per se, but reflects the major thing you do. That everyone who comes to your profile will see, okay, I'm looking for a graphic designer. So when I come to your profile, what do I see? Do I see someone who's able to help me, or I see a scattered brand? So you want to position yourself as someone who is very clear. I released a video today and I was helping people understand that it's not the most skilled individual that actually wins. It's those who have a clear message, and so no one actually wants to buy from someone who they don't really understand what that person is selling. If they really understand what you are selling, they would want to buy from you. You get the point now. So your message should not be vague. You don't want vagueness kills, conversions. So think of it as a personal billboard. Include your value proposition or a short hook. A hook, very important. Understand that a hook, which is text overlay, add the relevant visuals like logos, mockups, or keywords, whatever you want to do. Understand the dimensions. Then these sections activate positioning, the first layer of credibility before a viewer or a visitor even reads your headline. Like I said the first time, it's something they see first, even before your headline. So your headline may be very great and everything, but when it comes to your profile, this is something that it's your banner, as it's pronounced, it's your banner. So it's something they see first. So that should first be a hook that wants to propel them to look further, to scroll and see more about you. So that's what you want to do. Then writing your magnetic headline. That's your elevation pitch. That's what I call it though. Your headline is, your prime real estate. It appears everywhere. Your comment section, messages, and search results. If you go to Google right now and search for Jude Area, the first thing you're going to see about me, if not my business page and others, if you see LinkedIn, you're going to see my headline. It's there. You get the point now. It's there. So that is something, it helps you, scale on all search engines. And Google is one of those search engines you want to really scale on. So if you are writing your headline, you want to, make sure it's embedded with SEO keywords. Would understand that further while I teach. Then the formula I want to use is who you help, the problem you solve, or transformation you deliver, and proof or authority tag. And also want to work with metrics. It's very important. So an example I have here is more of my profile. I help coaches automate clients delivery. These are for coaches. This is more of my niche. So I help coaches, um, I help coaches automate client delivery, then 30 plus brand scale. That is a metrics, helping them understand that I have built 30 plus brands. So that is, it's a trust signal. You get the point now. Then LinkedIn system architect, then that's when you come in and say this is what I do. So you don't want to at first just say graphic designer slash 30 brand skilled slash I help you do this and this and this. No, the first thing should help them understand. Very simple. I can help you design and make your brand memorable. I can, elevate your brands with my stunning designs. I can extend your revenues with my expatriate graphic designs and stuff like that. Slash 100 plus brand worked with. Slashed 6 years in the graphic design industry. Slash, cannot put graphic design or brand design. So then they know this is who you are. But first, make them understand this is what I do. Be explicit with it and be as clear as possible. so they understand who you are. You get the point now. Helping founders turn content into content for funnels slash ghostwriter to seven-figure brands. You have to understand this. Then this is your hook. Like I said, it must stop the scroll and clarify your relevance. Include strategic SEO words. Like I said, your audience might search, e.g., automation. When they searched on Google right now, automation, when they search on lead magnet and the likes of those things, they may likely see my name because these things are embedded into my LinkedIn. It's embedded on my headline, it's embedded on my about section and the likes of those. So you likely see me pop up. Most of us should understand what SEO means. Search engine optimization. And different type of search engines, Google's and the likes of that, or the likes of that. So you want to be found in these search engines. So when someone they don't even necessarily have to go to your LinkedIn. Someone may just be looking for your service, a graphic designer, and they just search for graphic design. You may just pop up. So as much you want to make sure that your profile is SEO optimized to the fullest or to an extent, so that you would appear on all search engines. So most of your jobs may not be coming directly from LinkedIn. It may be coming from Google. It may be coming from Facebook. It may be coming from somewhere else because it is now synchronized and synced with all search engine. They are attracted to you. You get the point now, and that's why it's important that you build a Google profile. But we're not going to be digging deep on that now. Just help yourself understand that that is very good. Then the about section. This is your most underused but powerful space. As a matter of fact, it's very important that you understand that part, the about section. So structure it like a copywriter. If you're a copywriter here, or if you have basic knowledge of copywriting, you should know that there are copywriting formulas and there are copywriting formulas. There's the AIDA, there is a pass stop, there is the pass, pass problem, agitation, and solution. That's the pass formula. There is the AID, attention, interest, desire, and I think something like that. AID, get it. So go search for it. Go be a copywriter. You don't have to. I don't have to tell you everything. When you get something that makes you curious, do a research and understand it. If you really want to be very good with content creation and the likes of that, which basically you're going to be doing on probably a daily basis or 3 times in a week, you should understand the copywriting formulas. This basically helps you understand, like I said, copywriting is psychology, it's basic psychology, and it helps you understand and drags the curiosity of individuals to pull them into doing what you want them to do. You get the point now. So be a good copywriter. So the first one is the hook. Start with a punchy insight, question, or a belief shifting line. Something that when they start reading, they want to go further. You've watched movies, you've read stories that, after reading the first page, you are just eager to move to the second page. That is because someone is playing with your mind. So you think that it's something you want to do, but it's not an impulse, move or action. Someone is playing with your mind. These people are content writers. They are very good with copywriting. They've so studied human beings. They are psychologists. So they know what you like. They know what, a particular target audience will like, and they know what will propel you to move forward. Get the point now? So start with a hook. If you really want to catch a fish, you put a hook into the river. But it's not just about putting a hook. You need a bait. We'll go deep into that. You need a bait. So that bait would be what would, drag that fish and come. It's calls for the fish. Now, when the fish come, a hook, it's very good. Without a bait, it won't attract any fish. Now, once there's a bait, it calls for the attention of the fish. Now, the bait is going to determine if that fish is going to eat it or not. So imagine, what does a fish, can you name something that a fish doesn't like? Okay, let's say a stone. Imagine putting a stone as a bait on a hook and maybe rubbing oil around it, something like that. The fish may come, but when it sees it, this is the stone, they just rub the oil around it. But when you use something very good, like worms or the likes of that, the fish comes and is eager, he wants to eat it. So start with a hook. Start with a punchy insights, questions, or belief shifting system, then move to a pain. Drag someone's pain out. Get a pain point. So show that you understand their struggle. That's a position empathy. So it's not just about working with clients or working with so many clients. It's about helping them understand that I know what you are going through basically, and I can help you. Let them know that I've been in this situation before. I've seen someone who have been in this situation before, and this is how I help the person. So dig into their pain point. Now create a solution. Explain what you do and how it solves the root case or the root cause, sorry. Then show them a proof. Mention client's results, past experience of your systems, like I just said. That's a belief shift and that's trust signal. Tells them it shows them that yeah, this person is actually good. This person had helped someone before. I've worked with clients who it was quite hazy with interviews with them. I'll call it interview though, but then it's not more of interview for me. I have a clarity session for them, helping them understand my service and the likes of those. And when they come into my space, we're having a discussion. I'll tell them I have worked with these numbers of individuals, and I met with someone recently who I said, I've worked with so many individuals in the States. And this is what I've been able to help them do. This is what I've been able to help them do. And this is something that I have found in common in these individuals. And I think that is the same thing you have. And that is something I can help you with. So the person was like, wow. So since you've been able to work with these individuals, you've been able to work with people in the States, it means that you understand my, pain points and you understand my problem and you'll be able to say, solve it for me. And what I could use in backing up that, claim was the testimonials these people gave. Get the point? So it's not just about saying I have worked with these, you have to show proof. According to Nigeria, we say show workings. Not be ta. Is that not how they say it? Now, call to action. It's not just about creating all those things. You have to bring a call to action into place. What do you want them to do after they've read it? Now, end it with a clear invitation. Either a DM or visit my blah, 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 visit my site or book a call. You get the point now? So, example, opening hook. Most founders don't burn out from lack of ambition. They burn out from lack of systems. That is something that would naturally, strike the curiosity of someone, not Nigerians. Sorry. Like I said, not Nigerians. Because this one now, it's more of like, let's see this one, everyday talk. They'll just leave. But when you're working with foreigners, this is something that will strike their curiosity. They work with words, they understand words better than us here in Nigeria. So most founders don't just burn out from lack of ambitions, they burn out from lack of system. Imagine me starting a hook like I can make you $50,000 in less than 30 days. And I continue. And the person would like, interesting. Even if the person at first would have this impression that this one, you're the cap, you are lying. The person would be forced to want to read. How will you do it? You get the point now? There are stories I've seen online. I think one Sunday like that, I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw something like this, watch how this pastor, flew during Sunday service. I was like, I know it is you're obviously just making things up. But I just wanted to see it. And I started watching the video. And the hook that really caught me was the fact that they now said, watch to the end. So as a matter, I was watching 4 minutes video though. I was watching and I was being careful not to skip any parts. I would have just fast forward to the end and see what happened, but maybe it didn't happen in the middle or stuff like this. Let me just watch to the end. And after watching, as a matter of fact, nothing like that happened. They jabbed me. You get the point now. So those are hooks. Those are hooks. It's not stealing, those are hooks. So we are using copywriting psychology, empathy, credibility, and call to action. That's a framework for copywriting. Go search for copywriting, look for a framework that works with you and resonates well with you. Then that will be very cool. Then the experience section and the skill section. Experience section, this is where you list out the companies you've worked for. It's very important that you list out the companies you've worked for, the year, the months, and not just listing it out, giving a brief details on what you did for these companies while working with them or while you are still working with them. This is what I've been able to do. Then, if possible, accompany it with a graphics. It shows good and it tells good of you. It's very good for credibility. So do that, mini case studies and the likes of those. Focus on outcomes, transformations, and results. Very important. What individuals are looking for, they're looking for results. They're not looking for so much talk and stuff like that. They want to see your result. They want to see what you've been able to do, what you are able to do. They just want to see that. Nobody wants to work with someone who's a riffraff. They want to work with someone who has results, a solid result, backed up with a lot of clients and stuff, testimonials. You get the point now. Use action words like scaled, launched, led. I led this team, I streamlined. I was able to streamline their cost and this and this and make it, stuff like that. I've been able to help them launch these I've been able to help them scale their revenue times 10, times 100, the likes of that. Just make up something, not a lie, make up something that is backed up with a testimonial. You don't want to lie. You don't want to do that to backfire. So align your niche language, LinkedIn automation, systemization, growth ops, etc. In the skill session, you may have a lot of skills. You can list them out, but prioritize at least three. These three that you prioritize, look for you can when it's time to when it's time to practicalize this thing, I'll be available to endorse major level skills that are very important to me, or probably something that you work with me and have seen over time that you have this. So those are your skills session. You can list up to 10, 20, the likes of that. I for a person, I would advise you not to even list more, but then you can if you want to. I would say minimum maximum for me should be 20, but you can do as much as you want to, but maximize three, prioritize three of them, and talk to your connections, tell them to help you endorse clients you worked with in the past and likes of those, tell them to help you endorse it. You get the point now. So when anybody comes to your page, you find out that okay, this person is not just copying when he says he has a website, a design skill. He's not copying. So someone he has like 20, imagine 20 endorsements on a particular skill. That shows that okay, this person is true. You get the point now. They match your top skills to your core offers. That is very important. So the three skills you are going to be prioritizing, make sure it matches your core offers, your services. Request endorsement from past clients or collaborators. Like the point out. So the last section I'm going to be talking about is the education, certification, and recommendation. So it's not just about having a skill, it's about having a certification for it. The organizations you would work for, but you would never scale if you don't have certifications for it. You don't have proof. You get the point. That's the reason why anyone who comes to my company to work with a Fin Enterprise and the likes of those, I always give them certifications when they ask for it. Even when you don't ask for it, there are certifications that have been put in place that are usually sent out. I think Anointed has my certifications here. You get the point now. Yeah, there are a few minutes remaining. So for your education, keep it relevant, highlight what builds credibility, mention achievements, leadership roles, or honors that you have. You want to do that. Then educations, for certifications, include platforms, tools you specialize in, Notion, Zapier, HubSpot, LinkedIn ads, and likes of that. The recommendations I have here is the social proof engine. Ask clients or colleagues to write specific result-based testimonials for you. There are spots there in LinkedIn where others can recommend you, tell you, Anointed has been very good. I've worked with Anointed for quite some time now and it's very good. His graphics are top notch. Is this, is this, is this, is this. When someone comes in and see that this person is not person is not just capping with, his headline, his banners and the likes of that. This person is who he say he is, they would be very glad to work with you. Trust me. You get now. So imagine everyone in this platform. I think we're a number of I think 11 right now. If I'm not mistaken, 10 or 11. I think I created this for a small community. We're 10 or 11 now. Imagine everybody sending you a recommendation each. As her like already, even without when you want to start out your LinkedIn journey, even without going far to start asking people, you've gotten like 8 recommendation straight up already. 8 endorsements each for those your core skills. 8 likes already when you post. These are individuals we like each other post and the likes of that and everything. You've gotten first. This is something that will push you up. You get the point now. So it's not just about building your source like that. It's a community that would enable you grow and everything. So ask clients or colleagues to write specific result-based testimonials for you. Offer to swap recommendation with peers, like your LinkedIn connections. You can just randomly reach out to 1 or 2 individuals that you feel these people, they are quite okay and good. Tell them, I want to write a recommendation for you, but can you please promise that you write me one also? So you can write a recommendation for the person can write for you, just to build your profile and stuff like that. Just in your building phase while you're still building. So me, I don't have to ask anybody to write a recommendation for me unless you are led to, and except unless I want you to. Yeah. Some individuals say if you start scaling on LinkedIn, I would ask you to write me a recommendation. So one way or the other, I've been a blessing to you. You definitely want to recommend me and put something up there that's good for me. Request 2 to 3 strong ones to anchor your brand perception. That is very important. You should know that. Now, this is where you inject a social proof, a critical trust trigger in persuasion and conversion. Persuasion and conversion. So that's all for today's class. This is basically about LinkedIn. So if you're still here, you can put up an emoji. The class has been impactful so far. Just an emoji would do. An emoji would do. Then I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you, Komi. Thank you, Anointed. Thanks, Rachel. So I'm going to stop the recording and thank you for today. I'm going to stop recording and ask just a few questions before I end the class. Then other assignments or discussions will be taken care of in the platform that we're already in. So thank you.